Hey there, welcome back to Northlight Photographic Workshops, and welcome to the south shore of Lake Superior now. When last I left you, if you want to check out that video up here, I was up on the eastern shore of Lake Superior up in Lake Superior Provincial Park in Ontario. So what I've done is I've swung around here to the south, and I'm back in the United States, and I'm been working my way along the shore here, and I've come here to Pictured Rocks, which is one of my early favorite places on the planet, really. You know, when I was just 16 years old, I used to come up here hiking with friends and wander around these rocks that I'm sitting on right now. And I did a lot of photography here back in the early days, and you know, over the years I just kind of forgot about it, and I didn't really come here too much. And as a matter of fact, though, one of the shots that was the actual poster shot for my very first show at CMU, it was my BFA show, was taken back over behind me there. The rock that kind of comes up out of the water like a whale rock. And I don't know, it was one of my favorite early landscapes that was kind of different than anything else I'd ever seen. So anyway, still, I don't live very far from here, just a couple hours away, and I just thought I'd come over here and hang out a bit as well, and not only take a step or a trip down memory lane, so to speak, but also to do some photography now, with the eye that I have now as an older man. Probably the last time I was here photographing, I was maybe in my mid-20s. So now being in my 60s somewhere, I'm maybe looking at it differently. I don't know, we'll see. But I did see a couple of obvious things when I first got down here, and I was talking to you in that last video about my choices and things when I photograph. And you know, I like to kind of check out a scene a little bit beforehand, and so I've been sitting here for the last 15-20 minutes kind of checking things out and watching the light change, and kind of waiting for the breeze to change here and there. I'm sure you're probably hearing the breeze in the microphone right now. But I just like to take stock of a situation, see where I may want to go with it. I mean, I'm figuring I've only got maybe 3 or 4 good photographs in me each place before I kind of burn out. So I was just kind of looking around to see what I remembered, what stuck out to me obviously is something that's really good to do. And one of those is right over here. There's this slab of rock. This is all sandstone, by the way, so I'm always really careful of walking on it, because you can very easily chip it away, and I can see where people have been doing that, but it's just part of the way it goes here. But anyhow, this slab of sandstone has been up here for quite some time. I mean, like I say, I'm in my 60s. 40 years ago, that thing was still there, and I'm almost sure that I made a photograph of it at one time or another, and I'm going to have to look through my archives and see. But it really stood out to me when I came down the bluff here. So that's where I'm going to start. It's kind of my most obvious shot. So I'm just going to take a little bit more stock of the area here. What's happening is the light keeps shifting. The sun keeps coming out and then it goes away. And it's away right now, and to be honest with you, this is kind of how I want this shot to be, so I should probably get to it. So let's go. So, as I was saying, this slab of rock here, it's been here for a long time, and I may have photographed it at one time, but I'm not really sure. But I am going to do it now. So the obvious shot for me is the angle that you're looking at from right now. I want to shoot it out toward the lake, and you know, you can see some distance between the shoreline and the horizon, and also out there you can see Grand Island, kind of the tip of it out there, which adds a little bit of interest to the horizon. So I'm going to swing around to your side and get set up, and let's make this image. So I want to shoot up from a kind of a high level here. I want there to be separation not only between the horizon and the shoreline here, but I want to be some distance between this rock and the shoreline. So I want it to be just about at my eye level. So I'm kind of there. Ooh, but I'm already seeing that I like it. Now, the thing is, I'm not quite far enough away, so I'm going to have to back up, which means I'm going to also have to elevate the camera a little bit if I want to keep on the same kind of perspective here. So let's do that. As I said, I got to lift the camera up more to my eye level now because of the perspective change when I moved back. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, so this should be about perfect because there's a bit of a cloud coming over the sun here, and it's going to kind of be the perfect light. So I'm going to start right away. Here we go. Now I'm going 15 seconds right now at f/16. We're going to see where we are. Okay. I'm going to go with one more like that. And then I'm actually going to open up a little bit. And I don't want to change my depth of field on it. So what I'm going to do is I'll just do a little bit longer exposure on that. I'm sorry, the thing was I was at 20 seconds before. Just went to 30 seconds. Just keep my hand off it too. Whew, that looks good. Now, what I'm going to do is make sure that I didn't shake it with my hand, so I'm going to keep my hand off it for right now. Now, another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a little bit to finish this exposure because, as you can see, the sky behind me is moving in. It's not really a storm, but there might be some rain clouds moving in. And I would like them to be more in the image as I have it composed right now to help me balance that image a little bit more. But as it stands right now, it's a fantastic exposure and positioning of the camera. Give it one more. Sky's moving in pretty quick. I'm hoping it doesn't drop any rain on me because I've got a ways to go back. I'll wait another couple of minutes because that cloud will be moved in a little bit more, and then it'll be in perfect position, I think. And what's going to happen with that cloud is it's going to sort of mimic this shape here, which is really going to add to the composition. just going to show you too the different things that you go through waiting around to kind of make everything come out the way that you want it in your mind's eye. Plus it doesn't hurt hanging out here on the shores of Lake Superior. I wish I could have brought the dog with me. Last time I was out here, a long time ago, I was able to bring my dog Jake. And Jake was a lot of dogs ago, so. But he was great. He ran around on these rocks like he owned them. Ah, there we go. It's almost there, so. I'm just going to keep shooting a couple more right now just to make sure that I get it in the perfect position. There we go. I'm going with that one. All right. I'm going to move on down the shoreline here. And what I want to kind of do is try to recreate that shot I did when I was a kid. So I might work on that one next, actually, because judging by the weather here, it could shift on me, and I've got a couple hours walk, so. Yeah, let's move over to that one next, all right? Let's go. Well, I kind of don't remember it being this difficult getting to the spot, but I think this is the spot. So, I'm thinking that this is the spot. I think the water's a little lower than it was back in those days, but it definitely looks like it. I think that my level was down lower, and that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to get myself down a little closer to the surface of the water. This is crazy. It kind of weirdly brings back a little shivers, you know. It's like I've looked at it in photographs for so many years. And here it is again. So, let's see. Wow. This is definitely it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of recreate it the way that I would do it today. And I think it was a really still evening when I shot it, so there were a lot more reflections and things, but I'm going to give it a shot. All right, let's try it out. "30 seconds at f/16. It's wild. You can hear there's little caves all along here, and you can hear the water in the caves, and it really changes the sound. So you can almost sounds like people are coming up behind you. Yeah, same location, nothing like the original photograph, but pretty cool in its own right. Well, I pulled in a little closer. I'll do a couple more, but I got to get out of here because there's a tour boat coming here, and pretty soon this is all going to be awash in waves. So I'm against the I'm working against the tour boat here. They bring these tours along Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. It's really a nice tour if you ever want to do it. Oh, there's some rain. There we go. Okay, definitely time to abandon. Well, I probably would have been safe, but better to be safe than sorry. I don't want to walk back 4 miles all wet. Well, in walking back to my coat, I saw this image here, and earlier I was trying to work on something that used those cliffs in the background, just to kind of give some context to where I am in one of these images. So this is a really nice shot with the way the striations in the sandstone are going here, and then there's some water coming in here, there's some reflections. So before I abandon this spot and start the long trek back, I'm going to work on this one here. So kind of frames itself, you know. I mean, I've got the shoreline coming this way, and then the little bay here, and the cliffs coming out. So I've got this kind of like S-curve composition going on here. Nice. Need to open up that a little bit more. Like I say, it's a good shot to give some context. I mean, this is turning into another project of mine here on Lake Superior. I'll probably be doing more. But you know, when I'm photographing in some of these places, I like to try to get some sort of context, because I tend to frame in a little closer on things a lot, and I like to give some sort of context shots. I don't like them to be obvious though, so I'm always kind of in search of that really spectacular one. Yeah, it's very nice. All right, one more exposure, and then it's time to pack up the gear and get on the hike. Got to get Atticus out of the car, let him run around a little bit, find something to eat, and then look for a place to camp tonight. There we go. All right, let's get on the way. So hey, it was a lot of fun today. Got some exercise, got some pretty nice photography, and I think now I've got to start that trek back. So really appreciate you coming along with me on another one. I'll do some more of these for sure. Again, if you want to see the one I did on the eastern shore, look up here. And other than that, take care of yourselves. Give me a thumbs up if you really enjoyed yourselves, and subscribe if you haven't. Maybe tell a friend. And time to get going. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hey, little buddy, how you doing? How you doing? Come on, hey, little boy. Ready? And jump? Jump. Good man.